Hey folks, and welcome to Greg's Golf Shack. What is tempo when we're considering our putting stroke, and how does it help us get more consistency when we're out on the putting green? So tempo is really the rhythm of our stroke, kind of the time it takes us from the beginning of our putting stroke to complete it. And a lot of people have different putting strokes that can influence their tempo. I'm just going to stick with a kind of a basic sort of back and through putting motion for now to kind of get this point. And I like to think of the putting stroke kind of like a grandfather clock, kind of swinging back the same distance and through the same distance. That doesn't mean you can't do it other ways, but it's a good way to help when we're talking about tempo. And it's interesting to use the grandfather clock analogy because we can use the audio cue, the tick-tock of a clock, to kind of count out our rhythm. So just a simple tick-tock throughout the ball. And that rhythm is going to remain consistent whether it's a short putt or a long putt. The only thing we're going to change is the width of our putting stroke. So a short putt would be maybe a small backswing and follow through, and a long putt would be a big swing and follow through. We're not really focusing on trying to hit the ball harder or hit the ball faster. It's the width of our swing using that consistent tempo that will determine how far the ball goes. And I have another great video that kind of shows you how you can measure out your putts on a practice green and take it out on the course. I'll include a link below and a card up above. But let's have a look at how this tempo can be used just with a few balls here. So I'm going to start with just a small swing, just a small little within my feet. It might only be a 3 or 4 foot putt, but I'm going to use that consistent tempo. So tick tock, just like that. And now I'll bring in another ball and I'll make this a little bit of a longer putt using that same tempo. Tick tock. And now I can bring in another ball and I can do a big putt. We have a great big one left on the green, and I'm going to use that same tempo. Tick tock. Just like that. Now where you count it out is up to you. If you like to go tick tock, or if you like to start at the beginning with me, tick tock. I like to kind of start it there, and we can start to get a feel for what the different distances will be, and we never have to change our stroke. We've always got that same fluid, smooth timing in our putting stroke. The putting stroke should be nice and smooth with finesse, not aggressive. And as soon as we start getting aggressive with our putts, we start flipping our hands or popping the ball, and it's very easy for us to kind of stop our club at impact to try and pop that ball. I like to have the club head continue towards the target. Now, some of us can struggle with this idea of how far our backswing is or how far our follow through is. So we can use an aid to kind of help us determine where our club is in our backswing. All right, so I've put an impact bag here to help me feel where the club is in the backswing. It can be difficult for many of us to really do that short swing, and especially for a lot of beginner golfers, sometimes we get really big. And if we have a short putt, a really big backswing will cause us to slow down into the ball, and it won't go a predicted distance. So we want to be able to control both our backswing and our through swing, kind of the same distance and that same timing. So this little collision that you have here can help us feel where we are in our backswing. So a little putt here, I'm just going to feel for that. And it can be really surprising. That made me feel a little bit odd there. My timing and things were off, but this is more of a drill than anything else. I can do a little bit of a bigger putt by moving the ball forward and feel where that backswing hits. And many of you will find that that impact is happening sooner than you think. We'll try a big putt. And for those of us who generally have a short backswing and we'd like to have a little bit more of a longer one, it'll help us get the club back there until we feel it hit that impact bag or that pillow or golf bag, whatever you're using. So these are just some practice drills that we can use to help us get some consistent distance back, consistent distance through, and some good timing to have a nice fluid, smooth stroke, whether it's a short putt or a long putt. I hope these tips help and allow you to have some better putting tempo out on the course. If you're liking this content, please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time on Greg's Golf Shack.